and I are here to introduce you all to the first sneak preview of the highly anticipated ebook, Let's Get Social. So it's been a collaboration between Kuda, Ambreen, David, Chanel and myself, all participants of the Young Leaders in Aged Care program. And for our project, we were keen to promote the advantages and alleviate the fears of social media for CEOs and senior executives to enable them to leverage their message in the most efficient way. So first, let me explain what an ebook is. It's short for electronic book, which is just like a printed publication but in digital form. So believe it or not, ebooks have actually been around since the late 1990s. Ebooks can be read on computers or other electronic devices that feature a controllable viewing screen, such as e-readers, tablets and nearly all smartphones. So if you don't have access to any of these devices, the ebook can be printed to form a hard copy, as Gibson has done for us today. So what do we mean when we say social media? Social media encompasses many different platforms which create a space for people to interact, share and exchange information and ideas in virtual communities and networks. Social media websites are now so established, it seems impossible that they've been around for such a short period of time. YouTube, for example, only celebrated its 8th birthday in May. And social media sites are now more popular than search engines in English-speaking countries. So what does that mean for those who work in the aged care sector? It would be a mistake to assume that just because technology is young, so are its users. Just as in real life, if our stakeholders, staff and consumers are talking about us in the virtual world, it pays to listen. If the joy of the internet is that it gives us hard metrics, and then the numbers speak for themselves. So 58% of all internet users are between the ages of 33 to 63, and the biggest increase in internet use since 2005 is the 70 to 75 year age group. As with any tool, the effectiveness of social media depends on the skill of the user. The social media options discussed in our ebook can be used to engage executives, volunteer groups and staff, achieve knowledge sharing in real time, foster a sense of unity, provide a data pool for research purposes, and build a reputation for genuine interest in your community. Aged care providers need to tap into social media in order to market themselves to the next wave of customers, to leverage their message and create positive brand awareness amongst the online community. However, with so many useful applications, it can be daunting to know where to begin. We hope that our ebook will be an informative resource for those wishing to find out what mediums might suit them and give for those wishing to branch out into other areas of social media some options they might not have thought about before.
Thank you, Christelle. I'm just going to get more comfortable. Okay, so she basically outlined what the book was about and why we wrote it, and I'm sure that we're pretty excited to let you know that our book hasn't tried to cover the entire world of social media, but just 4 parts of social media which we found and which we thought would be useful for aged care leaders to use. So it's a bit of an exercise that we need you to do, and it's a very simple one. How many of you have a smartphone on them? Excellent. Australia is the largest population of smartphone owners in the world. That's awesome. Please do me a favor and Google your own name. Thank you. Google your own name. So what I'm doing is pretty much just showing you a tidbit of what's in the book to get you to understand the aspect and the angle that we wrote it from. Let us not all pretend that we don't do this regularly. I myself do it once every 2 days, helpless. When you are there, just put up your hand when you've got your name all loaded up. Excellent. And unfortunately, like Gibson mentioned, if you've got a name that is quite common, just try and make it more specific. Maybe put your location like WA, or maybe put where you work or something like that. With the name that you have in front of you, please ask yourself these 4 questions. How much of these results am I in control of? Do these results reflect accurately the sort of person I am? Do these results show me as a leader? Do these results reflect well on the organization I represent? I'll say them again. How much of these results am I in control of? Do these results reflect accurately, wow, it's a lot of from today, the sort of person I am? Do these results show me to be a leader? Do these results reflect well on the organization that I represent? Whatever your answer is, that's what part of the book was about. So you can continue looking into that, or you can stop now. Hopefully you stop now so you can listen, right? But part of the book is to try and trying to elucidate around the fact that when you look at your name on Google, that is what everybody does. And the reason why a lot of us need to start taking this seriously, because perhaps maybe at the organizational leader level, is that the idea of keeping in touch in business has changed. Gone are the days where you give someone your business card and that's it. Now when you give someone a business card, what you've actually done is given them license to Google you. Right? You give me a business card, I'm going to go home like Nikki Howe. Right, okay, let's go. Nikki Howe into Google, and I'm going to ask myself those 4 questions. What am I seeing about Nikki? Is she worth being interested? Am I interested in her? Is she worth following up? Do I want to stay connected? And when you understand that most people now do that to stay in touch in business, when you come out of these groups of conventions or different places where you get to network with people, don't your Twitter followings just go up 1 or 2? Don't your LinkedIn profile searches go up about 5 more? It's because people are looking at you. Now, the choice is yours. Do you want to be in charge of what people find? Do you want to take control of it? And so our book is about highlighting that. And quickly, we also wanted to let people understand is that it's also about teaching those who are new to the idea of social media about how to quickly get into it and how to quickly understand it. And one of the 4 things that we've done, and I'm just going to look at this one, is understand that the people who developed these sites have taken a long time into thinking about how are we going to differentiate ourselves from everybody else there. And one way that they do it is that looking at what are they going to call their members. What are they going to call the people who are on the sites? If you look at that closely, you understand how the medium works. So we've looked at LinkedIn. What are the people on LinkedIn called? Starts with the C.
Contacts.
Connections. Because LinkedIn is about staying connected with people in business. So if you're finding yourself, which social media platform do I want to use? Think about it. Do you want to stay connected with the people in this room? Do you want to stay connected with business leaders? Do you want to stay connected with your network? If that is your answer, then perhaps maybe you need to start exploring into LinkedIn. What are people on Twitter called? And no, they're not twits. What are the people on Twitter? Followers. Followers. Now, I've often wondered why they're called followers and what happens, and I kind of got the idea of why followers is such an ample word for them to be used on Twitter. Twitter is based on a text messaging platform, and this morning my girlfriend messaged me and she's like, what are you doing today? And I was like, I'm going to the convention, did you forget? I was like, all right, that's right, what time is it? 8:30. Oh, really? Where is it? In South Perth, or along Manning Road. Okay, what are you doing afterwards? Nothing, maybe just relaxing. Do you want to come down for lunch? Who's paying? You are. I'm busy. Right? Well, can you see that in that interaction, she is able to follow exactly where I am, and she knows right now, I'm over here talking to you guys. She's able to follow what I'm doing. Now, when you understand that, you can let anybody in your network follow you in however way you want. Whether you want to talk about biscuits, your cats, or the people you love, or whether you want to talk about the importance of aged care, or whatever organization you represent, you're allowed to let people follow you the way you want them to. The other one is the blog. And I'm not going to go into blogs because Gihan kind of just schooled us all on blogs. But one quote that I will quote is from a successful blog writer who said, if there's any piece of internet real estate that I'll start with, it's a blog. Because blogs are just pretty much where we start and we start to distribute our message. The last one is called Scoop It. Anyone know about Scoop It? Excellent. Of course, Gihan has heard it. You're not allowed not to. Scoop It is about content curation. Anyone know what content curation is? It's about collecting information to distribute to others. It's about turning yourself into a hub, into a resource, into a credible source of information, the person who knows everything about everything. Let us not just be the first ones to know where the best restaurant is to have sushi. Let us be the people who know what's happening in our industry, what's going on, what's happening. And one way to be able to do that is to use this resource called Scoop It. And Scoop It allows you to collect information in one single place and allow it to distribute to your networks. So, in a nutshell, our book is about highlighting why it is important for you to use social media. And then we give you some tools which you could use and how to use them. And then lastly, we give you a challenge as to whether you really want to be in control of your own image and leveraging your organizations. Thank you very much.